Arcane laid down the playground for the entire series just in the first 3 minutes. The first episode, titled Welcome to Playground, introduces viewers to the contrasting worlds of Piltover, prosperous and developed city, and the Undercity, a poor and industrial city. It follows the story of two sisters, Vi and Powder, who grew up in the Undercity and shares a deep bond despite the violence and challenging living conditions. The episode begins with the flashback to the sisters' childhood and their struggles to survive in the Undercity. Other characters are also introduced, such as Vander, a bartender who takes care of the children and maintains peace in the Undercity; Grayson, the police sheriff, ensures order and peace between Piltover and Undercity; Silco, a villain and crime lord, is also introduced with his own hidden agenda. As the story unfolds, tension between the two cities increases when a heist led by Vi leads to an explosion, drawing the attention of the council. The episode showcases the rising conflict between Piltover and the Undercity, setting the stage for the future events. The opening sentences of the series features a bridge in a state of war, symbolizing the underlying tension between two cities. The imagery is accompanied by beautiful and touching soundtrack that sets the tone for the show. The song begins with the line, "Dear friend across the river," sung by a girl calling out her imaginary friend across the river. She describes her dire circumstances. The repeated line, "Dear friend across the river," is accompanied with the cold and indifferent face sculpture representing an apathy of a person across the river towards the unfortunate situation of these children, highlighting their dark future. The bridge serves as a powerful symbol of the connection between the two cities and plays a critical role in the series. When the cities are at war, the bridge is burning in flames, but when they are at peace, it is open and everyone can cross freely. When the tension gets high and the two sides are not communicating, the bridge gets closed. The girl's plea continues with her saying, "I'll take what you can spare," meaning I'm so poor and waiting for your generosity and happy with anything you can give away. However, in the next sense, an explosion occurs, symbolizing the violence that the person representing the Piltover, an enforcer, gives them. The girl's word, "If I ask you a penny, my fortune it will be," contrasts sharply with the enforcer's monstrous appearance as he reloads his gun and a bullet shell ejects from the gun. This scene conveys a powerful message, telling the girl that she will receive nothing but violence if she dares to ask for anything from the other side. The way the scene is crafted is both masterful and artful, emphasizing the series' central theme and setting the tone for the development of the story. The use of subtle imagery and symbolism highlights the stark contrast between the two cities and their inhabitants' vastly different experience. Overall, the scene's impact is crucial in helping the audience understand why the story develops in a particular way, and it lays the foundation for the series to explore the complex issues of the classes and power dynamics. I'll take it without envy, we rise no mighty towers. She is telling that they do not seek war or retaliation. They witness the devastation and destruction around, the loss of innocent lives, and yet, amidst it all, we see two young girls. The smaller of the two covers her eyes, and continues to sing, so across the river and pine. What are they supposed to find? Perhaps it is the poverty, the suffering, the violence that plagues their world. She invites the other side to come and aid them, to offer their assistance. The act of covering her eyes is a metaphor for her reluctance to face the painful reality of their situation. Yet, she is using the distraction of the sun. The sun does not match the gravity of their circumstances. As the little girl opened her eyes, we see the fear in both of their faces, framed by a background of red, symbolizing the violence and chaos that surrounds them. It is a moving and emotional scene. As we look through the eyes of girls, we witness a scene of destruction, ruins, flames, smoke, and the corpses of those who perish in the conflict. Suddenly, a shadowy figure emerges, striking down another person. He approaches, and the girls cling to each other in terror. Vi looks up at the man, silently asking for direction they should go with her head. With a sense of resentment, he points out towards the Undercity, recognizing that there is no place for them in Piltover. In that moment, Vander decides to end the war with Piltover, realizing that these girls could be its next victims. He drops his gloves and scoops up the two children in his arms, heading towards the Undercity. He is content with his decision, as the girls embrace him tightly, even Powder pulling on his shirt, conveying her need for him. As they leave, we see the enforcers retreating, and Vi watches them with hate. Above the smoke and chaos of war, we catch a glimpse of Piltover Council building, symbol of power and authority. Then the interaction starts, and if you are interested, you can check my commentary on it in another video in my channel.